Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. Today I'm going to provide 8 reasons why Donald Trump lost that debate. Number one, he wasn't prepared. That's obvious. Anybody who watched the debate could tell that this man did not do his homework. He wasn't prepared. It kind of reminds me of a student going into class trying to wing it, knowing good and damn well he hadn't read the assignment, that he's not prepared for the lesson. So that's how Donald Trump came off. Whereas Hillary Clinton was on point, she was prepared for just about any question that was presented to her. She had clear sound bites that were media ready. So she was on point. Number two, Donald Trump allowed the moderator and Hillary Clinton to bait him into saying stupid things. Like when the whole issue of his tax returns came up. This man essentially admitted that he pays zero taxes, despite the fact that he admits that he made at least $694 million last year. If I was Hillary Clinton, if I was on her camp, I would be running political ads about him not paying taxes and compare that to the hardworking American people who pay taxes. From somebody working at McDonald's to somebody working in Wall Street, they pay taxes. And that should be used as a political ad. If I was her, I would do that. The third reason why Donald Trump lost this debate in my mind is because of the statements that he made about race. He was asked about how to bridge the gap between the police and the black community. And instead of talking about ways to address police brutality, ways to address racism, what this man did was essentially advocate racism by promoting this idea of stop and frisk, something that was found to be unconstitutional in the courts. This man, instead of talking about solutions to police brutality, this man talked about the need for law and order. And also, this man had a lame response when Hillary Clinton brought up the fact that he had been sued by the Department of Justice for housing discrimination. This man said, well, there was no admission of guilt, as if that was some kind of great statement to make, as if that statement means anything at all. As many people know, when you settle a case, a race discrimination case, most of the time there is no admission of wrongdoing. In most settlement agreements, period, there's no admission of wrongdoing. That's part of the compromise. That's part of the negotiations most of the time. The fact that the Justice Department filed those lawsuits against Donald Trump speaks volumes alone. The Justice Department is not a ambulance chasing type of agency. They're not some money hungry attorneys or anything like that. They follow the evidence. They conduct thorough investigations. They send out testers to determine whether or not there's discrimination. They don't bring cases, civil rights cases, that don't have any merit. So that's the first thing. I mean, that's one key point. His response about housing discrimination was lame, it was weak. And frankly, I don't understand how any rational black person would support Donald Trump in light of his lackluster performance when it comes to the issue of race. Also, the fourth reason why Donald Trump lost this debate is because he didn't really answer questions directly. What he kept trying to do is bait and switch. He kept trying to deflect from basic and simple questions. Instead of just answering the question briefly and then going on to make his key points, This man just kept deflecting and trying to change the subject by attacking his opponent. So that's the fourth reason why he lost this debate. The fifth reason why he lost the debate is because he was on the defensive most of the time. He wasn't on the offensive. He wasn't getting across his key points. He wasn't setting the agenda during the debate. He was not defining the issues during the debate. Instead, he was being led around and baited and put in a defensive posture. And when somebody is in a defensive posture, they can't win. They can't win a competition. It's difficult to win when you're solely focused on defending yourself, much like how a chess game works. If you keep your opponent on the defensive, you are in control of your opponent. And that's what happened during this debate. He didn't have any kind of clever replies to these attacks. And I was just laughing out loud when Hillary Clinton said, I know you live in your own reality. He didn't have any kind of clever responses to those kind of uh, witty and sharp attacks. So that's the fifth reason why he lost his debate. The sixth reason why he lost his debate is because he kept lying throughout the debate. He kept denying obvious and clear facts. Like this man claims that he had been against the Iraq war from the beginning, when there's evidence that he supported the war at one point. And during the debates, he kept lying about different things. So that's another reason why he lost the debate. If someone has a strong position, they don't need to lie. If someone is prepared, they don't need to lie. They can address past positions and they can just acknowledge that they changed their views on certain issues instead of wallowing in falsehood and lies. The seventh reason why he lost his debate is because of his temperament. Throughout the debate, this man kept interrupting people. He kept interrupting Hillary Clinton. He kept interrupting the moderator. He had an aggressive attitude. So that's another reason why he lost the debate in my mind. If someone is in a position of control, if someone has a clear message and they're on point, they don't need to have temper tantrums. And they certainly don't need to whine about why they lost the debate after the fact, make up ridiculous excuses for losing the debate. This man talked about something was wrong with his microphone. That is not the sign of a leader. A leader doesn't come up with cockamamie excuses to justify failures. And the eighth reason why he lost this debate is because he didn't present any kind of concrete proposals or plans. All he talked about was generalities. He used a lot of empty slogans. And apparently that stuff works for his supporters. But when you're dealing with a nationwide audience, when you're trying to persuade undecided voters, you need to present some kind of concrete proposals. And you need to be prepared to explain how those proposals will change the situation. And I'll just add one other point, and it kind of goes back to him not being prepared. Hillary Clinton basically had a gotcha moment during the debate. She brought up this whole issue of how Donald Trump was verbally abusive towards a beauty contestant. And that kind of caught Donald Trump off guard. He wasn't prepared to respond to that. Instead of responding to it in an effective way, all he did was kept saying, "Where did you get that information? How did you find this out?" So the guy just got decimated during that debate. He was destroyed. But I don't know what kind of impact this will have on the election. I've seen many of these debates over the years, and many of the people that lost the debates ended up being the president of the United States. So who knows what will happen on election day. For the reasons that I stated in another video, I don't think Donald Trump is going to win. So those are my thoughts about the debate. Tell me what you thought about the debate. I will include a link in the description box for those of you who have not seen the debate so that you can watch it. So please rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.